My name is Lindsay Walcott. Students call me Wally, and this is my 17th year teaching high school. 26 years.
7.
I am in my 8th year of teaching.
For 27 years here at West Ottawa.
I remember being in middle school and having one of my teachers tell me, wow, Lindsay, you would be an excellent teacher. And that really resonated with me. And so from then on, it was really always my plan. I did get a little sidetracked with some work in television news, but you can hardly call it a sidetrack now because it is really what brought me to this job, and I love it.
I didn't declare my major as a teacher until well into my freshman and sophomore year at college. I think I started teaching because I participated in a teacher cadet program at an elementary school when I was in high school, and I really fell in love with the special education classroom there that I worked with. Kids motivate me to keep teaching. So it used to be that I really loved to work with kids with special needs, and I still do, but the LINKS program and working with kids of all kinds really added an extra motivation.
I actually started out my career, my studies at Western in travel and tourism, and then between my junior and senior year, I went to a camp to work, and I worked with kids of all ages, and it was there I was just like, this is really fun. I really like kids. This is great. So I switched then to education, and I was already studying Spanish, so I decided that would be an easy transition, and that's what I went to study.
I decided to start teaching pretty much when I was in 3rd grade. The only thing that changed was the grade level, and it just reinforced it as I got older that I wanted to teach because I had amazing teachers that really influenced me in a really positive way at times in my life when I needed it the most, and it just confirmed that that's what I wanted to do for my students as well. My students are the biggest motivating factor for me. I am here day in and day out because of them, not because I enjoy writing on a whiteboard or something like that. I am here for my students, and they are first and foremost, and everything that I plan, I try to do what's best for them at that time. I think teachers are invaluable to a lot of students out there. It definitely depends on the student and what time of their life that they're really in on when we're most valuable to them. But I think we serve as mentors, we serve as advisors, we serve as occasionally that person that they just need to come to when they need advice for life, for college. It's more than just academics for a lot of us. So we like to be here for those students that need us in those, or have those times of need and that need us most. So I think we become that adult that they feel like they can turn to when they need it most.
I think for me, different teachers in the past have been very influential. So I think that's it. You never know what student you might influence. And of course, for math teachers, we're teaching vital thinking skills, which you have to have in today's environment. The students and the little aha moments you get when you teach math, when they get it and they do the, oh. So that.
Most days I have an incredible time being with young people. That's not to say there aren't really some difficult days, but every job has stress and difficulties. I am passionate about the subject matter that I teach, the value in that, but I also am really passionate about supporting young people.
I think the thing that motivates me the most to keep doing what I'm doing, even though we have hard days like any job, is definitely the students. Just to walk in here, every day is different. You never know what's going to come up. And just to have really great relationships with students motivates me. I think the thing that's become easier in some respects is just the day-to-day, you know, the computer, you know, the programs, you know, your curriculum and all of those things. I would say the thing that's the hardest, though, are all of the state and federal mandates and the time that they require of us that really take us away from what I feel is the most important thing, which is relationships with students and being in my classroom. I would say also, though, our culture has changed a lot, and that's become really difficult. I probably noticed the difference in the last 5 to 7 years. Technology and how that's affected students, and more anxiety, more depression, and helping students through that has been definitely harder, but also rewarding.
I might have to think about this one for a while, but I definitely would say things have become harder. I feel like overall students are changing a little bit, and I do think there are many factors for this. I see a lot of entitlement. I also see a lot of phone and screen addiction, and that impacts what I do and what I'm able to accomplish in the classroom. For example, I think this year alone I've been asked several times by students in a roundabout way, but essentially, do I have to do that assignment? And I'm taken back by that because I was never really asked that before. Yes, you do need to do the assignment. I'm not sure if I forget or what. I feel like I'm seeing increased disrespect and negativity and sadness in my students, and I try to work with them through that because I'm passionate about supporting them. However, it's tough.
I think what makes teaching harder is our community and quite possibly our leadership continue to put extra things in schools, and we don't have longer days. We just do more in the same time period, and that's really hard.
I've seen teaching change a lot over the years. One of the biggest things I've seen change is that instead of just teaching you math, reading, or writing, we are also teaching social skills that when I was a child, they were taught at home. I believe there is a shortage of teachers. I've got some friends that are college professors, and I've heard that there just aren't enough kids going into it. And I also see it when we're looking for guest teachers, people to sub, there just aren't that many people available to fill the positions that we have. I don't think education will ever be totally online. I personally create a lot of lessons that my students use that are online, but still having me walk around and nudge them when they're going in the wrong direction or when they're stuck, just being able to ask me for help to help clarify, you just can't simulate that with an online environment. In the current climate, I'm not sure I would recommend a student try to become an educator. I don't know if the state values educators like they should. Everything I've seen for the past few years, I can understand why people are choosing other professions. If you do enjoy working with kids and you love seeing them have that aha moment, though, it is priceless. You just got to remember that you can't be going into it, looking to make a ton of money. I think the biggest way to get more students to become teachers is to make sure that you fund it correctly, make sure that you got the benefits in place for them, and then also I see a lot of blame being thrown on teachers when students don't succeed. Make sure that you understand that if the kids aren't doing, they're not going to be learning. And I see a lot of students that aren't putting in the effort that they need to succeed every day. If you try, you will succeed. It's just a matter of putting in some effort and making it all happen.